Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the follow-up video on the situation in Nepal. And you probably already know that it went from a Gen Z protest, mainly triggered by corruption and of course the total shutdown of communications, internet communications, so social medias and whatnot. And I did reported that already. And then it turned revolution where they burned down entire parliament buildings and whatnot. So now we're gonna talk about what happened next, and it's insane what happened next. They actually conducted polls on Discord servers. In case you don't know what is Discord server, it's basically something like IRC in the past. It's just an app where people talk in forum like and chat rooms environments. And because it's largely a youth protest, youth revolution, Discord seems to be like the perfect place. And it's I'm gonna walk through some of the things and how it happened, and the NGO that is actually behind facilitate the protest, the communication with the military to bring peace back to Nepal, and then the new PM, and then some of the political situation right now, and of course also the other problems that come due to the revolution. So we go through some of these things first. So interesting thing is that this is the first ever, the most high-tech, most modern way of choosing a leader, and it's through massive communications, over hundreds of thousands of people in Discord servers. It's not just one server, if I'm not wrong, it's that multiple servers. So after this protest, as you can see, these are all the protest updates. So after this the resignation of this the former prime minister, or the original prime minister, and of course a lot of the senior political figures are all lynched, or at least beaten up. Everyone started to go onto the Discord server. Allegedly, one of the server have 145,000 members, and they debated on over days on, and multiple polls was actually done to try to decide who should be the next leader of Nepal, at least an interim prime minister. And eventually is this lady over here, Sushila Karki, which emerged to be the favorite due to her well-known integrity. She was a former chief justice, and have a very strong position against corruption. So she was the most popular one. And so the headline for New York Times say that the Parliament of Nepal right now is Discord, which is very insane. Super progressive, if you ask me, very advanced. Of course, I don't think that's the right way to do politics, but they found a way. The Nepali people found a way to communicate and to try to do this reset of its political situation, and in technology help them, which is very interesting. I think it's a very interesting case study into modern day politics, and how revolution can be done and managed. So it is interesting to me. So the organizers are members of the civic organization called Hami Nepal, which I will talk about in after this part. So the consensus to swear in Miss Karki as the interim prime minister was reached between the president Ramchandra Paude and the chief of the army, General Ashok Raj Signal, and also the representative of the Gen Z protest movement. So this is a successful revolution, to be that way. So the protest movement clearly is the revolutionists, and they managed to get into communication with the army, and they have a president, and they together have made this decision, probably by the recommendation of the protest movement, that to have this lady. And I'm quite sure that the Nepali army have no problem with her neither is the president, because I think probably she have very good reputations before that. And as Chief Justice, she have oversaw landmark cases, including the conviction of a sitting minister for corruption. And he also presided the ruling overturning the government's appointment of police chief. So she's a very powerful figure. And she's also retired, actually, if I'm not wrong. So so that is the background. And she was, fighting against the government then. There was the ruling party then filed an impeachment against her, including the police chief appointment divisions. Then she got suspended, disqualified, and led to a suspension, disqualified the powerful chief of anti-corruption watchdog, and then public protests brought her back. So she is like a powerful figure already in Nepal. So I think, it's interesting. It's a bit like a Mandela-ish kind of character, I would say, by the sound of it. Of course, she done better, than Mandela, than just to sit in jail. She actually was in the as a judge and everything. So interesting. And her husband is interesting, that is also a youth leader who actually was imprisoned over alleged role over a hijacking of an airline to fund an armed struggle against the Nepali monarchy. The monarchy has already been overthrown, so for like 20 over years. So so apparently, without a monarchy, you still have oligarchs and powerful political elites. So the problem in Nepal seems to be still similar, power bases still have power bases. And so a lot of people, there's a lot of speculation about this CIA thing and US thing, West thing, and I'm really sick of it. And I have not been I have been very transparent about my displeasure over this non-stop pushing of the idea that it's always the CIA. Even if there is foreign influence, are they the real reason why the revolution have succeeded? Or is it because there is real grievances and the people really did what they want? Is the primary pusher a local NGO or a local group? Is a ground up, grassroots revolution? Or is it really just because there is presence of foreign interference? No, there is always foreign interference in every country. The existence of influence operation is not the causation of any revolution. I just want to say this. The fact that you are watching my video doesn't mean I'm responsible for you being thirsty. You being thirsty can be caused by other things, but just because you're watching my video doesn't mean that I'm responsible for your thirstiness. The same thing goes with any form of revolution. The existence of foreign NGOs trying to stir shit and trying to create color revolutions may not necessarily mean that they were successful. It simply means that they were trying, but whether it is successful or not still depend on whether the people wanted to get involved with it or not. You can look at Georgia's situation. The entire influence operation is rather pretty much of a failure. The government is still successfully created the law to block foreign interference, and they still continue to chart their own foreign policies that it seems to lean Russia, continue to have an open border with Russia and trade with them, despite massive pressure coming from the EU. So it is important that what is the feelings of the people. I have shared a video by this guy called We Hate the Coal. His video went viral. He's a British touring YouTuber. Basically, he talked about tourism and whatnot, and he just happened to go to Nepal just at the moment of the rebellion and the revolution, and he basically have taken accounts. He basically recorded video uncensored, unfiltered, and you can see that the people were pissed off with the government and they were very happy with the successful revolution. So you can watch it yourself. I'm quite sure it's very easy to find. They have over 3-4 million views, and this guy became like a celebrity in Nepal because the people is happy to see that their message is being sent across the world. So this is an important thing to note. And Hami Nepal is an NGO. This NGO appears after the 2015 earthquake, and they have been working across the past 10 years to try to manage, have a transparent management of funds, going anti-corruption campaign, and the young Nepali, they were disillusioned by the government, is becoming more and more, like involved with them, and yeah, so they are also the one that happened to organize the online poll, which led to the appointment to the Sushila Karki as the caretaker prime minister. So this group is very, very influential. Is it funded by the West? Is it a Western influence operation? Is it? And does it matter? It's a question. They have been doing humanitarian work, and the motto is for the people, by the people. They connect donors and beneficiaries directly, and they have avoided waste, no red tapes, and so they are. Then 100% of the donation go to the aid, while volunteers self-funded operating costs. This is the principle of the association. So is it a CIA operation? No, you decide. Okay. Basically this group actually interestingly have a different opinion about who should be leading the interim government. They were actually pushing for this guy. I think they were pushing for another guy called they were backing the Kathmandu mayor Balendra Shah, 35 years old, for the post. However, the other groups supported the former Supreme Court Chief Justice Sushila Karki, which clearly Sushila Karki won the poll instead of this mayor Balendra Shah. And you see the Hami in Nepal have perfectly no problem with it, and basically carry on. So that seems to be okay. So that is the thing that happened. So whether you think this is a CIA thing or not, you decide. And I have to say, this doesn't mean that there is no foreign influence operations. There's always foreign influence operation in any country. There's always. The thing is, how powerful are they? How influential are they? Most of them are usually not influential at all. Zero. Most of the time, even a 1% is hardly anything at most. Like it's the same thing with Russian election interference in US elections. They have Russia Today, then they have some other media, but Russia Today RT was the main one. But how many Americans actually watch RT? Not that many. So the thing is that having existence of anything doesn't mean there's causation. This is super important. If you draw the line so easily and so casually, then you're gonna get misled by a lot of people very easily, and then you're gonna go crazy. You're gonna get super paranoid. People's will is important. That's in my opinion. So the interim prime minister confirmed that she will not stay more than 6 months in the job. We shall see whether she will honor her words. Of course, I'm not going to just take her words for it. But yeah, she's a very old lady, so I don't think she's gonna stay for too long or garner too much power to herself. She's very old anyway. So she says she do not wish for the job. It's the voices from the street that's compelled her to accept it. And so clearly, she was not consulted before this. I think people just chose her, and then the protest movement, maybe Hami Nepal actually approached her and asked her and said that this is the will of the people, and then she accepted. So she said that she have to work according to the thinking of the Gen Z generation, and the group is demanding the end of corruption, good governance, and economic equality. So this sentence is actually bad. is demanding good governance, economic quality, and the end of corruption. No, don't put the end of corruption in front. It's going to like the end of good governance and the end of economic equality. That sounds wrong. So anyway, yeah. The thing is, she does immediately have what I think a little bit of a controversial statement. I mean, that's to me, maybe to the Nepali may be different, is that she has vowed to okay, so she said do the few things first. She declared individuals that lost their life during the protest will be honored as martyrs, and the families will receive compensation of 1 million Nepali rupees each. I think it's $9,000 or $7,000. So yeah, so that is the number of people killed. I think is around 50 something. So not sure if you'll come upon that number again. So and then, but she did say something about yeah, is this one. She said that after assuming office, she said that the arson and vandalism during the protest is pre-planned, and she said that the Gen Z protesters were not involved. Although I'm not entirely sure, there are definitely Gen Z protesters who were enjoying themselves, but no. They say that the kind of arson and vandalism is criminal acts and is organized is carried out in an organized manner, which is then where the part of this foreign interference or criminal organizations within Nepal may get involved. That is, I agree, that is a possibility. So the buildings got burned and certain TV station got destroyed. That's a bit unusual. That's very organized. So she said that this responsible must be punished. And for me, I find this a little bit worrisome, because in my opinion, I would say that it should go on a reset, rather than go backwards and try to arrest people for the arson and vandalism, because it is a revolution. Without arson and the vandalism, I also do not think that the revolution will be as successful. Because of the arson and the vandalism, it made it impossible for any of the former government officials or the ministers or leaders, the former ones, those that was being protested against, will be able to come back into power. Like, if without all this arson and vandalism that basically breaks the will of these former leaders, I don't think the revolution will be as successful. So it is the chaos that that allows someone to climb the ladder. Like the little finger have said. If you do not get the reference, it's okay. No, it's okay. Yeah, little finger. So anyway, yeah, so that's the thing. I felt that it should be a reset. But that's my opinion. To go after the arson and vandalism, I got a feeling some are actually Gen Z protesters that were just too emotional at the moment, at the moment of time where they were going all out to revolt against the government. So I'm not entirely sure that that's a good idea, unless there is something that is unrelated to the revolution. For example, robbery, stealing, and unrelated vandalism that is unrelated to the political revolution or the rebellion. I think those should be investigated. But if it's arson and vandalism against the government buildings, then I think I'm not sure if it's a good sign. So but it's okay. The Nepalis will decide for themselves. I'm not a Nepali, so no. Yeah. So this new interim prime minister is already starting to appoint ministers. I don't think I need to go through who are they and whatnot, because I don't think you care, and neither do I care, because it's not our country. It's just important to note that the political process has begun. So that's important to note. But the problem now is the entire process is unconstitutional. But of course, it's a revolution. How can it be constitutional? But the thing is, the major parties are not happy with the division of and the picking of the new prime minister, because they are not consulted. But then they are also not exactly liked by the protester, I would say. So the major political parties say that they are prepared to go to the polls if the polls is conducted in a free and fair environment. So they are worried that it may not be free and fair. And so the 8 parties, including the Nepali Congress, if I'm not wrong, is the biggest party, stood together and opposed the dissolution of the House of Representatives. They view this as unconstitutional. But of course, like I say, this is a revolution. There's no constitutionality in terms of revolution. The whole point of revolution is to overthrow whatever there is. So so whatever it is, the Sushila Karki have dissolved the House. Basically, none of these guys are now in Parliament right now. Everybody just civilians. And so they say that the parliamentary election will be held in 6 months, in March the 5th, 2026, to celebrate my birthday. So because March 5th is my birthday, so they decided to celebrate my birthday with a vote. And hopefully I will win election and become the prime minister, the new prime minister of Nepal. No, just joking. I'm just joking. No, don't take me seriously. Then, yeah. So the GenSec for the Nepali Congress has already asked its members to focus on the elections and support the interim government. And also any activities against holding elections on time. So the thing is now is a dangerous period, I think, for the political parties, because they are no longer in power, and none of these ministers is going to be part of their group. So they have to play ball. If not, then they may be eliminated in the political process. So we do not know whether there will be power plays within these new selected ministers and whatnot. But let's see how this goes. So this is the main concern, I would say. So the KC, the senior Congress leader, say that the parties should not fear going before the public, acknowledging past mistakes, because only periodic elections can keep democracy strong. Yeah, but democracy strong doesn't mean democracy works. So that's why there's a revolution. So let's see how this goes. The rest I don't think is super important. But yeah, so this point mainly is that is the constitutionality of this. It is a revolution. So clearly the selection of the prime minister is not constitutional, but they have no choice. They have to swallow it. They have been disbanded, and the army is with the new interim prime minister. So the army backing is super important. It's very similar to some other countries like Thailand and whatnot, where the military is super powerful, and if you have no guns, then you have no power, and the guns decides. So yeah. So let's see whether this is going to turn out good for the Nepali. So the problem now let's talk about some of these post-protest problems. The government workers, the bureaucracy, now have problem because a lot of their offices was destroyed in the revolution, and so many of the government office, including key departments, were damaged and completely burnt. They have no proper workspace, no chairs, no desks, sometimes not even laptops. So even though they go back to work, they do not know how to work. So there is some problems here. So I think 6 months probably is needed because they need to set up things again. And of course, election have to be done, and then they still need to function, on other stuff. So it's not going to be easy. The Supreme Court is functioning out of tents as well. So to restore judicial work. So a lot of problems right now. So so the police as well. The police also, the police was one of the targets. The people really hate the police, because the police are the one that is enforcing the law against them, by the corrupted government, or at least what they think is a corrupted government. So, but the people are coming out to help them clean up the police stations, and yeah, the people is back. to help and to rebuild the country. So there is some positive note to that. And another big fallout is, this is part of this, what I think is more possible, where it's foreign interference or criminal organizations, that is taking advantage of the revolution. There is prison break across 25 prisons. It's insane. So the prison attacks, clearly this is abnormal. Why would the protesters would attack prisons? So this is very, very unusual. Or maybe the prisons know of the revolution and they decided to try to attempt prison break. I'm not sure what is the real backstory to this, but over 15,000 escaped, and 5 were killed at the Bangkok Juvenile Detention Center. This is because that the youth in this detention center tried to seize weapons, and then the guards, the wardens, opened fire at them. So 5 killed. So of this, like there's a lot of people that is left. Only a fraction has returned voluntarily or being rearrested. So even the reform center that I just said, 238 children, 122 has fled. And the shooting was prompted by the protesters attempting to seize weapons. So one of the jails alone have 3,300 escaped, and then at Sundara, and then another 1,400 escaped from Lalitpur. So there is a lot. So in total, so far they counted at least 13,570 prisoners has escaped. So the families of the crime victim have expressed fear because many of these people are murderers, rapists, abductors, human traffickers. So this is going to be one of the big major issue that the interim prime minister need to deal with. This is super unusual to have so many prison breaks when the protest is largely against the government in government centers. So this is absolutely abnormal. So they are trying to rearrest the escapees, and let's see whether they will be successful. Probably it's going to be very, very difficult, but that's definitely these are the more of this unusual situation, the more smelly situation that's currently happening. But yeah, so this is a sum up of the aftermath of this revolution in Nepal. I think things is going to be a bit more boring right now as the country start to rebuild itself. If there is more news of Nepal's thing, I will follow up. But for now, I think this is probably the conclusion of the Nepali revolution. And hopefully, I wish all the Nepali good luck and all the best into rebuilding your country. And hopefully, the revolution would end up actually is successful at eliminating this corruption that is plaguing the country. So I know there are actually DPA viewers from Nepal. They have spoken to me. So do wish them well. And anyway, that's it. Happy birthday to you if your birthday today. And congratulations to the Nepali for the successful revolution. But the path ahead is going to be difficult. So have good faith and do your part. I would say that I think grassroots movement is super important, and if you do your part, I think at least you can have a hand into guiding the direction of the country. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next update.